Okay, so we're just gonna dive in. Basically, you're trying to become a new person, right? All right, cool. This is what you need to understand. Again, I'm just gonna try to use myself as an example. I want to become the person that does not feel guilty for choosing myself. Hmm? And you can use this to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You want to become a new version of yourself because, I mean, each and every time you're like growing, you're always becoming someone new. So in order for you to like start behaving in a certain way, you have to become that person that behaves in a certain different way. That makes sense? That makes sense. Okay. So this video is clearly about um, stepping into a new version of yourself. All right, we're diving in. Okay, so basically, I want to become this person that does not guilt themselves for choosing themselves, basically. And oh my god, first, what I had to do was I had to understand what guilt meant. So, guilt, now I understand, is just like, uh, in a way, I would just say guilt is a conditioning. In my mind, I would say it's like an illusion because guilt does not serve you in any way, shape, or form. Like it doesn't. It's an illusion, and it makes you feel bad for like no absolute reason. Like it's just trying to make you feel bad for like no absolute reason, and it's a condition that was embedded in you from like God knows when. And the way people do that, like by like guilting you or like the way you actually got conditioned is it was circumstances happened. And for me to explain it from my perspective on like how I got conditioned with guilt, um, was me doing something that someone did not agree with, and they felt like in order for me to like correct or like not do it anymore, they needed to make me feel bad for doing it. That's how I got like conditioned to feel guilty, right? So they conditioned me to feel bad for doing something that they did not agree to me doing, and I was a kid when this thing happened. So then I developed this thing of like, okay, if I do this, this person's gonna react this way towards me, and they're gonna try to make me feel guilty for it. And usually it's something little, like, you don't call someone like back, and then they're like, oh, you're a terrible person, and this and that. And I just hated, like, it was just like they're creating guilt here, like, you know what I mean? Whew, just kind of talking about it makes me feel a certain way though. It doesn't feel good at all. So first you just need to understand where that guilt is, right? So I identified that and I was like, okay, this is where it came from. It came from this, it came from that. Also, it's nice to just understand the word guilt on its own, right? Once you understand the word guilt on its own, I think it helps you start like changing the thoughts and emotions attached to guilt that's in your mind. So once I understood guilt to be something of a tool or substance that people used, because it wasn't serving me, like, where do I, okay, I'll feel guilty, like, if I, unalive somebody, that's like something you would definitely feel. You'd feel bad and terrible on your own. On your own. On your own. See, the guilt we're trying to eliminate here is the one that's not serving us. We're not trying to eliminate like the actual like humanity of like, that thing within you that, just comes with you as a human. We're not trying to eliminate that. What we're trying to do here is like remove all of the things that's attached to feeling guilty. Like those unnecessary things that actually uses the emotional push and pull. That's what we want to like, you know what I mean? So once once you have that understanding of like guilt, it's going to help you when you're trying to step into a new version of yourself. Because maybe that's one of the conditioning, right? That was my conditioning. It's like, okay, if I say I want to become this person that is constantly like putting out so much content. Okay, I'm like putting photo shoots together and all these things. At times I would feel guilty about it because I'm like, oh my god, I'm becoming this person. I'm becoming this version of myself. And I feel the guilt here that I feel is that if I become this person, no one's going to like me. So I then start to feel bad. You see, this current version of me is trying to make me feel bad for wanting to be like something that I want to be. So again, you don't need it. Like all these conditionings, you gotta go. They gotta go. You gotta eliminate them. Like take it back, bro. We're trying to become the bestest versions of ourselves. That's good for us. That is good for us. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of crazy to just talk about, but then that's how you step in. That's one way of like helping yourself step into a new version of yourself. Also, just remember this version of yourself is always going to find tips and tricks to like pull you down and discourage you and tell you, no, like, no, no, you don't want that. So it's gonna bring up thoughts and all these things. And it comes from all the conditioning over the years, like, that you might not know that. I'm telling you this right now. If you're not aware of this, you won't know that's what's happening. And then you're gonna discourage yourself and be like, oh yeah, like, it's gonna show you things that's going to reaffirm why you should stay and keep being this person. You don't want that. I'm telling you this, you don't want that. So as long as you can identify that's what it's doing, then you're able to like step into this new version of yourself. For me personally, when when I first started to have this awareness of that's what it's doing, I mean, it took me like a very long time because the condition was very deep. And I just, like the condition was so deep because I just believed I was a terrible person. Like, I believed it. I was like, yeah, I must be a terrible person because why am I always choosing myself? Why don't I want to spend time with this person? But then I'm like, I know I don't want to spend time with you. It's because you make me feel bad for like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel pleasure being around you. I don't feel good. I fake it for the sake of like keeping peace, like you don't even want that as a person. You don't want someone to like want to hang out with you just because they feel bad. Like that's not okay. You should look at yourself and be like, yo, why is it that like someone feels bad when they hang out with me, you know? Ah, yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so back. Okay, the condition. Now we're still talking about I forgot what we're actually talking about. Stepping into a new version of ourselves? Oh yeah, like you just need to keep in mind that's what it's gonna do. So as long as you so as long as you keep in mind like that's what it's going to do, then you're able to be one step ahead of it. You're gonna be like, okay, I want to be this version of myself that has a house in California. And it's a beautiful house with a front yard and a backyard and a soccer field. Maybe like a nice Benzino in the front yard, you know what I'm saying? Or a basketball court. Ooh, I want a game room on this thing. The old version of me is gonna come out and talk about like, yeah, you think you're better than everyone. Like, just saying all these things. But then, see, once you have this awareness that that's what it's gonna do, once it starts saying that, this is what I tell myself. I'm like, yo, I expect it to be like that. Like, I expect you to like say that. I'm not perfect of like catching it all the time. But sometimes like something can be completely new for me. And I'm not even aware that like, oh, that's what this version of me is trying to do, is discourage me to become something else and just stay being like what it wants me to be. Like sometimes you're around some friends that like all they do is just like one thing and you're just outgrowing that low key. And that if you start saying something to them like, yo, I really don't want to do this today, I don't want to, they're probably gonna say something like, oh, like, they're if they're not cool people, they're gonna say something to discourage you because they know, oh, are we losing our friend? Can we? Is he trying to like do things that's not with us? You know, something like that. But if they're good friends, they're gonna say something like, oh yeah, like I think you should try it. Like why not? You know. So maybe think of like the version of you that you want to be would talk to you like that, and that's what I'm gonna do more of. Like I have to like tell myself, okay, first of all, I want to become this person that owns this home, and so I need to like make that the target, like make that like the kind of like keeping in mind that's the goal, keeping in mind that's the goal, that's the version of myself that I need to become. So as long as you have that in mind, like this is the version of me that I want to become, then you're gonna start taking actions. And also keeping in mind that like anytime or whenever, like this person might come up when it's time to do this, when it's time to do that. So when it's time for you to go look at some houses on Zillow, or like explore things to do in California, or all these some stuff like that, it will come up and it will probably discourage you, like you don't want to do that, and, yes I do. Hello. So you just have to keep in mind, okay, is this what it's doing, is this not what it's doing, is this what it's doing? Like just take a pause and keep in mind, this is the person I want to be. You have to remind yourself all the time. Like I've been in situations where it's like, all right, I need to do this in order for this to work, but I feel discouraged right now about doing it. And then I'm telling myself, I don't even know how to do it anyways. Like, do I even want this thing? Like, all these, and I'm like, bro, I've always wanted it. Like, now is the time for me to start doing the things that's going to help me get there, to get it. And these thoughts want to come up right now. Who am I kidding? It's not coincidental. It's like all these thoughts that just want to come up. And so once you start seeing it like that, you're able to like just always implement that to keep becoming who you want to become. Keep becoming who you want to become, slowly, surely, slowly, surely, slowly, surely. Inshallah, we all become the best versions of ourselves. Alright, see you guys. I'm gonna try to fix this lighting thing. It's just me doing this. Ooh, you know what I can do? Like, I might use like CapCut. Alright, love. This is my second video. Yeah, love. Bloopers. If you get all the way to the end here, which I'm pretty sure you will. I know you will, because this is some good stuff. Mamma mia.